Free to choose. Free will does not equate to jail free. A bit of background. God gave us free will. What do you do with it? Some people grow up to be well adjusted, hiding anything from great struggles and lifelong trauma to a perfectly pleasant childhood where nothing was able to bother them, being well protected as children ought to be. Some have wonderful support groups their whole life. Others are rather continually, forcibly removed from them their whole life until they cannot even begin to attempt to break from the cycle. Some decide to be absolutely nothing like their abusers. Others have no idea they are even being neglected, too happy for any peace gained. But what they can do, what you can do, is choose best for themselves and yourself how best to be. How best do you wish to be, my love? Rich, powerful, manly, womanly, genderly. It is a thing. I just made it up and I'll explain later. Won't take long. Or do you wish to be biased? Good heavens. At least be biased for the right if you must be. And by the way, every opinion is a judgment. Judge not, lest ye also be judged in the manner ye judge others. So if I must judge, and I do because opinions count, I judge myself all the more harshly and fiercely, as I ought. That way, I give more mercy and grace to those around me, for being human, as we all are. Character is key, and honour shows most, even and especially in the little things, the things that cannot be seen easily. Do you harm with your words and your bodies? With your words or your bodies? Do you listen to good advice? Bad advice? Good advice that turns out bad for you? Do you behave with honour, love? Do you speak truth, dear? Do you follow the rules put there to keep you safe? Are you willing to ignore them to make others safer? Do you use your manners? Do you speak politely? Do you talk softly when it matters? Which is nearly always, all told. I have 2 rules for my own kids. Use your manners and be and stay safe. Boiling down to 2 things: etiquette and safety. For the manner bit, please and thank you are, ought to, or will be frequent flyers from my children's mouths. It also means they will not take advantage of each other or others, become bullies, be mean or rude or uncouth. But let's face it, they're children and it's growing strengths. You've got to go the strength. You've got to grow it. Otherwise you'll never own it. But they will not become like those who cannot restrain themselves or who have no honour. They will have better character and be kinder to those around them. Then some they must be around. Bullies are everywhere after all. Manners, kept properly, means no murder sprees. My children will be in control of their tempers and kind or unkind words, because again, let's face it, they're children. Growing pains are not just physical, as I am oft to tell them. They will not steal or lie or murder or disrespect honourable, good or innocent folk. Good manners also means that my children will be ready to fight for the right reasons, verbally or otherwise, while also aiming for the peace, and not always by blows. Going to get a teacher, breaking up a fight, deterring a bully, pulling to safety, giving first aid, sharing from their excess to those who have less, if only in a season. All things going round. And for the safety, they won't play with dangerous items, won't walk off with strangers. They'll be able to tell others no if others try to touch their bodies who oughtn't. Be it an honestly innocent hug where my children simply don't want to be touched right then, and I try to respect that. There is a bit of the mum in me where I do want to love on them anyways, but I don't want to hurt them with my love. So I try to take care. Children are people too, you know. Oughtn't be treating lesser, just because they can't always explain what it is. I can't either. So let's have some grace, yeah? Everyone's learning, so long as we're alive. And they're allowed to scream out loud. Should a predator try to pull anything, I actually encourage them to. Cause as much pain as you can to one trying to predate upon you. Do as much as you can to defend yourself. 'tis never a wrong thing. If my children know I expect them to behave in a safety-conscious manner, they know to look out for them, for those around them, for each other, and even those their age and younger, better as well than if they were not instructed in the way they should go, the golden rule being a thing too, you know. I have seen their compassion grow, as well as their listening and obedience styles. My daughter likes to play at pushing certain boundaries that sometimes, only sometimes mind, become rude. But she will still send me to bed on a high-paying day if they are with me for a custody visit. And while some, honestly, unfortunately, see her brilliant, bright, kind personality as nothing but backtalk and what I've learned is called sass. Another article on that later, I suppose. She means well, and she never intends to hurt. But she and I have a camaraderie much like my father and I did. Not so with my mother, unfortunately, and I'm sure with others as well who are more stringent in their beliefs of a certain type. Where children are to obey, not necessarily have a mind, unfortunately. My first son loves his mummy cuddles and become quite easily angered and emotionally not unbalanced but deficit. The cuddles and just the nurturing that they don't get. If he doesn't get to sleep by me at night, or the hugs and the cuddles during the day, he doesn't get his recharge each month from the quiet and peace, because mummy's the safe zone, and there is no roughhousing past a certain point with the mum, because I have a cane and I need it. My youngest is a night owl, and his earliest manners, besides please, thank you, yes and no, boil down to don't keep everyone awake while you read until you fall asleep. And also don't open the window of the RV just because you're hot, because you run hot, and everyone freezes at that point in the middle of winter. We did learn that lesson, but he listens if you ask and if you explain, and that's the thing. If you just talk to people like they do have a brain, no matter how stupid you may think they are, or how ignorant, or, well, no matter how against another you are, if you treat them as intelligent beings with a mind of their own, as though they matter, your results are likely to be far more better than if you just try to railroad and walk all over them. No one likes to be a walking mad, physically or mentally. We are also working on his language uses, where he picks up words a child ought not say. Now his growth in that is remarkable, even if slightly concerning. While the situation for my children and I is not the greatest, we all know others have it far worse. And I was able to gain backup from the court system to see my children again where I was being refused anything. Yet with each visit with my children, their behaviour improves immeasurably with just those two rules. To use your manners and to stay safe, because they know that they matter and they know that others matter too. So those two rules, those very two simple rules, logicked properly, are allowing me to make a large impact in what little face-to-face time with my children each month that I gain, with larger impacts to be seen and made each longer holiday span of time they gain with me. And you know, if my three very different personality children can make such significant improvements in behaving like proper, upstanding, though still children, and American citizens in the little time I truly have with them each year currently, I believe those two rules could do the world a world of good, and mean children won't become confused with the seeming millions of I said so rules, which I grew up with, made up on the fly and often forgotten by the one making the rules and raising us. Also, true, at least that was a major part of my growing up. No or few explanations, no true reasonings, just because I said so. And then when reminded they had said we couldn't do a thing, well, that was just for then, as an oft reply as well. Some children can accept because I said so easily, having such great respect from the get-go and never being betrayed or feeling betrayed, feeling so harmed that they begin to question everything as a survival. I want to say complex, but that's my own hang-up, but no worries. I did survive. I'm not a snowflake. I don't burn everything when I melt. It is our survival on the line for some children that we need to understand why. We need to know the why and the wherefore and the how of a thing, so we can strive to not only never do it again, but also never do anything similar. Children should never be absolutely terrified of another's temper, but should also be told they didn't need to put on a brave face for the other back from deployment. But we weren't told that. We just did it. Until I was working with AI programs to work on not data dumping on poor wee innocent civvies who weren't curious kids, I gave after action data dumping style briefings of things. Dad understood and appreciated them. Long-time military would for such things. He's where I gained my wordplay at first. Others simply want yes or no in obedience, no matter whether they are right or wrong. And regardless of whether they have earned the trust of another or not, they expect it willy-nilly just handed out to them. That's no way to gain respect. That's how you lose it, gaining only lip service. And if more understood that, don't shy from confrontation necessarily. Push back when you think another's wrong, but don't seek confrontation for the heck of it. It annoys everyone at you. Children listen better. They listen better when they respect you out of love rather than fear. Feel free to parent your child gently in the way that matches their personality. Only do, please, be careful that you do not create little entitled monsters who are never satisfied no matter how good they've got it for your providing for them. When mine begins showing entitlement, I tell them and show them how and explain them what I mean, before I also then inform them how I will be showing them my love after that, so that they do not become entitled bullies completely unknowingly and unwillingly. They do not want to be bullies, my children, thank God. But I don't want them blowing up or melting down the minute they can't have a certain thing. One way I have found to show them my love is to play on Roblox with them, or on Minecraft with them, during my 3-time-a-week video call. Of course, now I need a new computer, but that's another thing all entirely. Don't even worry about it. Another is by recording videos and placing them on YouTube marked for kids, meaning, should anything happen to me, my children can still hear my voice and me talking to them, singing them to the songs we enjoy together, and freaking out at the game, honestly. They even have a say in what I do and how I play it for their little video recordings. Do I get embarrassed? Yes, quite easily. Do my children know and hear how much I love them and miss them, how much I think about them, and can't wait to see them? Also, yes. The bonus is that, should anything happen to me, they will have these recordings, and their children, maybe even grandkids, can learn about how much they were loved, the songs of the past and today, and some hopefully good advice on how to live and be content. I'll stop the article here, and I'll stop the recording soon before it becomes a novella in spoken format. But I do truly wish to help others, whether they are like me and in my position or not. God bless the goods. Stay safe. Be awesome. Don't die. And as for the genderly, I don't even know why I used that. Would. It was a word that shouldn't be, but it made sense to me when I wrote it and seemed somehow right for the reason. Because as I thought about it, for all those people who are confused, who really oughtn't to be, your gender is a fact. It's a biological fact. The X and Y are the X and X. I'm sorry, we are what we are. I wanted to be a boy growing up because I wouldn't have to wear dresses all the time. And boys got to climb trees whenever they wanted without getting yelled at for it. Be a little lady. It's like, I'm not a lady, I'm a girl. Try explaining that to a whole handful of mothers and all the rest of it. It doesn't happen very well for you. Just more dresses. Anywho, I hope this helps anyone. I hope it do. If not, feel free to ignore it, yeah? Or laugh at it later. Take care, and God bless the goods. And please don't stop fighting, wherever you are. Never stop fighting. Trying to be good. It's worth it in the end. You'll see. Honest.